Welcome to DuckCast episode 79. I've been trying to do some fun things for the intros. I thought maybe since this is DuckCast, I could look up some duck facts.
Whoa.
Oh, that's adorable.
You two introduce yourselves, though.
Hi, I'm Zach. Mitzy, what's your name, Mitzy?
I am Mitzy.
Yes, know that. Nice to meet you, Mitzy.
I've been addicted to ducks for 4 years now.
There's an episode, there's an April Fool's episode, by the way, where I introduced a dolphin fact about dolphin penises. I don't know if Mike remembers this. But
I remember
I forget what
episode
it was,
on Shark Tale.
Yeah, Shark Tale review. I think that was the episode name. Anyone go back to that and listen back. It was great.
That was the first Shark Tale video we ever did. There's been, I guess I should say I did because you've only done that one.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But I've done
Shark Tale review is like one of your most popular videos. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The Duck Brigade?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe.
Hit over
the
50.
duck is a number. Okay, I don't know what that word says.
Okay.
The male duck is called a drake. A female duck.
If you don't know a word, you can always show it to the screen.
Baby duck.
We can read it. We could try to
Is
translate.
a duckling.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do one more.
Okay.
Ducks are omnivores. They feed on aquatic plants, small fish, insects, worms. These aren't really fun facts.
You're not even presenting it really fun like a presenter. Like, ooh, I'm actually interested in this. I'm passionate about duck facts. You guys
you're not even like this. If this was a presentation at school, you'd get a straight
Ducks
D.
Are the omnivores.
Oh, I found a good one. I found a good one. 10 delightful duck facts.
Okay. It's gotta be cute.
The hell?
Sounds scary more than cute. I don't like where this is going. He's like, oh no.
It's just like some horrible conspiracy, like a duck actually had a role in this event.
It's like a grasshopper, like the ducks eat the head of the mom once they're born or something. Something graphic.
Here's a delightful duck fact. Mass migrations can cause mass chaos. Very rarely, a severe weather event will trigger a mass migration known as grand passage. There have only been 3 recorded instances of grand passages, one in 1940, one in 1955, and the most recent in 1995. That was when I was born, when a reported 9 million waterfowl migrated from Canada after a severe cold front set in, causing major problems at airports along the bird's route.
Some say that when Mike was born is when it started happening, like right when it happened. It's just this whole event went down, scared everyone to bits. But no one knows that it was really Mike. But some have a theory that it might.
That's how the Duck Brigade got its name, because it's just been something scarred in my head since I was born.
Or if you're psychically connected to these ducks, you know?
Yeah,
All
maybe.
ducks share a psychic link. I want to share a duck
That's
fact.
been your arc throughout this whole show. You're actually a duck by the end of it. It's crazy.
All right, Mitzy, what's your duck fact?
Observation.
Okay.
But the other day when I was riding in the car, I saw ducks crossing the street, and they looked both ways before crossing the street.
Oh, how nice!
They've learned road safety. The ducks.
So they probably saw that Cool Cat movie, where Cool Cat teaches kids to look both ways for crossing the street. 10 seconds later, he runs across the street without looking both ways.
Yes.
The director did not seem to notice this or see it as a problem. Anyway, it's a good movie. I'd recommend it.
I just have one last duck fact since we're going through duck facts here. Not really technically a duck fact, but the cousin of ducks. Did you know that penguins have no knees? I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention because that is my favorite fact of all. Because they're just so stupid how they walk, and they're even stupider for not even learning how to grow knees.
How dare you? How dare you not have knees?
Yeah. It's offensive.
What's your favorite fictional duck? Favorite duck in media?
Stitch, because he calls himself the Ugly Duckling at one point in the movie.
I say all 3 of the DuckTales triplets, Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Can I say all of them? Aren't they all the same though? It's not racist to say, right?
Version.
I mean, they all kind of.
They sort of spruced up their personalities in the reboot. They're more individuals now.
Gotcha.
I need some time to think about it. Return to me at the end of the podcast.
I am no longer just the one who wears a green shirt. I am now
someone. You know what? I like Psyduck. I like Psyduck. Let's talk about Detective Pikachu.
That was a good segue. Seamless.
That's a good segue.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go first, just because I want you two to defend it.
Okay. You want to debate?
I'm ready.
A lot of people
I'm prepared.
like Detective Pikachu. I want this to end on a positive note. I went and saw it alone
I think
because
you
my
should say
friends
your
already went and
background with
saw it without
Pokemon
me.
first.
I love Gen 1. I loved it when I was a kid. I did get a little into Gen 2, mainly just from watching the TV show. I didn't really have Silver or Gold. And then and I love Gen 1. Like that's like I loved it as a kid, have nostalgia for it. And I stopped playing after I think Sapphire was the last Pokemon game I owned.
Sapphire, yeah.
Yeah. I think I had Sapphire though.
Mm-hmm.
And then many years later, I got Moon too, and just played with Zach for a bit. And I enjoyed Moon, but I've definitely grown out of it. But I mean, I loved it when I was a kid. And now, I was actually very optimistic about this. I remember talking to Zach about it when like the first trailer came out, and I was actually more optimistic than Zach was. Funny enough.
Yeah.
I actually really liked the designs. I really didn't have an issue with it. I was fully supportive of them making like Jigglypuff like furry and whatnot because I felt like a flesh texture on Jigglypuff would have been really gross. So I thought it was the right call.
Okay, yeah, I agree with.
I really did like what they were doing with it. Watching the movie, I can say that I do think the designs are pretty like solid. I know some people say it's uncanny. Really, I was fine with it. There's two that I think looked off to me. I think Charizard and Gengar. I wouldn't even go as far as to say they looked terrible, but they didn't look right to me. Even like considering it's like a live action movie. Personally. Yeah, and
Gengar,
it's fine. Like,
although we didn't see Gengar in his bodied form, it was more like in his spiritual one where he's floating.
Yeah,
around.
he was moving all over the place, but there were a few parts where he stayed still. I thought that looked really weird. I wasn't into that, but I liked a lot of the designs. I really freaking liked the Bulbasaur designs. That's actually one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Just them walking along the what?
I honestly think they designed Bulbasaur the best.
Yeah, I was
Pokemon I didn't think they designed that well. Like it screamed too much CGI to me. Like it was pretty much like it was pretty exact to the actual design. But you remember the little spore creatures that were with the Bulbasaurs with the eyes that float around? That looked way too CGI for me. Like
to me,
and that's weird to say because every Pokemon in the movie is CGI, but like it was.
I don't think. I'm trying to remember.
It just looked like CGI models floating around to me, and not so much Pokemon.
Me, the one that looked the fakest to me was Greninja.
Greninja. I was fine with Greninja. And I like how they made the Greninja move like ninjas when they hopped over the Torterra to get out of that place to go into the forest. Like one like hopped over and like did this really cool ninja parkour thing, and it's like just the body moved like how it should. And I like how they put that attention to that one little thing. I don't know how all the Pokemon move. They adapted it so well from cartoon to live action, making them move how they should.
So I'll real quickly say the things I liked, and then the things I liked and didn't like. I'm gonna go. This is gonna be a speed round, and then I'm gonna let you two take over.
Yeah.
So I think Ryan Reynolds is good. I don't think that he was really funny, but I don't blame that on him. I blame that on writing. I think that like when it came to actually delivering a genuine performance, he did a good job. I like the villain too. I think he had a good voice for the villain. I felt like just seeing you two fly around with that voice was actually that worked to me.
I like that actor.
Yeah, I like. I hope there's not too much shit going on downstairs right now. I like the designs. Like I said, most of the designs I thought good. I thought that one scene where like it looked like the entire Earth was falling apart because they were on the giant Pokemon. I thought that was cool.
That was sick.
I like the scene where it's just him walking along with the Bulbasaurs. I thought that was cool, and I thought some of the climax was cool. I gotta be honest, I got really bored with the rest of it. Like I was pretty bored throughout most of it. I don't think the male lead was that great. I don't think the female lead was that great. I think Ryan Reynolds, he's trying to be funny every 5 seconds. You know, bless him for trying, but the only line in the entire movie that made me laugh was, and it's the dumbest one too, is the kid says, "You're a hallucination," and he just responds, "You're a hallucination." That made me laugh for some reason. That got me. Yeah, I didn't absolutely hate it as I was watching it, but I was bored. The novelty of it being live action Pokemon wore off, and I honestly saw all the twists coming. I watched the trailer and kind of Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! I watched the trailer and figured it was his father because they say his father's missing. This Pikachu can talk.
I played the game and didn't even beat it.
I
and
did
knew
actually
that's
figure
what
that out right
to.
away.
What, Mitzy?
Right away watching it because I was like, what if Pikachu's? What do the Pikachu's? That sounds like something my grandma would say. What if the Pikachu's his dad? Yeah, I figured that out, but I honestly still found it really enjoyable. I found it.
You gotta keep in mind the movie's rated PG. It's still a kids' film. It's not like
it's PG-13.
No, it's PG.
I loved the way they built the world around. I genuinely felt like this really is how how Pokemon would work in the real world.
I saw it as like it's canon to everything else we got, and like it's connected to all the rest of the Pokemon history that we've gotten just in live action. It's very it wasn't like this Hollywood move where they're trying to adapt this whatever it is they're doing, and like the Mario Brothers movie, just kind of making their own version of it and not even having it tie into the rest of like what made it so great, and like have it kind of connected canonly for the viewer to decide if it's canon or not. Like I watched this movie and like I'm like, yeah, this is just another part of the Pokemon world. Ash is probably somewhere in this world. I believe that this is still Pokemon.
Yeah, that was the part that I liked about it the best. It's like it felt so believable. I felt immersed in the world that they were building, and it felt very genuine.
Yeah.
Like very real to me.
What did you guys think of that first scene with the Mewtwo breaking out thing, like those flashbacks, like Pokemon the first movie, and being like, first, I didn't even expect a scene like that to be in this movie. Seeing that in live action and getting all these flashbacks from Pokemon the first movie as watching as a kid was like so cool to see.
Oh yeah.
I loved it. And
I did
music
like
going everywhere,
Mewtwo.
chasing the car. It's like, it's scary.
I did like Mewtwo not being a villain.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting because I'm so used to him just being like seen as the bad guy,
But in the beginning of the movie, like I was genuinely terrified first time seeing Mewtwo chase that car. I was like, oh, if I was in this world, like I would be terrified if this thing actually existed chasing me. A lot of Pokemon, for that matter. Like, it's crazy. But at the same time, like all these other Pokemon, that like seeing a Braviary fly through the town in the beginning of the movie, you're just getting all these shots of like the city. And just kind of getting introduced into the world and being like, oh man, like all those thoughts that you said as a kid, like, man, I wish Pokemon were real. I wish we were in this world. Like that movie, that first scene in the
really
city
pushed you into it.
Yeah, made you rethink that question a whole lot. It's great.
I have only 2 complaints about this movie, and one of them is just dumb. I really wish that there had been more fire types, because that's just what I'm loyal to.
That's
I'm
a
just
weird
like
critique. Okay.
So cool to have seen more like types and stuff like that. I just like I wanted more.
Okay.
I'm insatiable.
We had Charizard, Growlithe, Arcanine, Charmander. Who else are we missing? Who else? What more did you want?
There wasn't a Charmander. There wasn't like a regular. There was. I didn't see one.
In the introduction of Rhyme City, when the guy's like talking about we live in this world of Pokemon, like the first Pokemon I think that shows up is a Charmander.
They have a couple of.
They have
them throughout though. They're at the stadium when they're doing like the illegal fight.
Another thing is,
I'm surprised that Ninetales wasn't in this movie. That would look beautiful.
Hoping. One of the things I was really hoping for is when Pikachu had gotten hurt, I was kind of hoping that they had run to a Poke Center and we would have gotten to see a live action Nurse Joy. That was like, I was like, oh my god, what?
Yeah. To be fair though, Rhyme City is supposed to be like separated off from like the general like trainers and everything else. Probably Pokemon centers don't even exist in this town too, because it's just it's very modern, like our world, just with Pokemon living in it, non-Pokeballs. I think that's the thing they're trying to go for.
I like when they show the fire.
What?
I like when they show like the firefighters on the TV with the Squirtles working with them. I'm just thinking, why Squirtles? Why not like Blastoise?
Because they were just there. They're convenient.
It's cute.
Yeah, it's cute. Honestly, no complaints, dude. When I saw that scene both times, I saw it in theaters twice, by the way. I as a kid, like, what's it, in the anime? I think they even did that,
Squirtle
right?
Squad.
Yeah. And it's like that's just a callback. I feel like it's just brought to
One of them
life
should
in
have had
live action.
glasses. One of them should have had sunglasses.
That's
Yeah.
that's true. Actually, that's very true. But
I like everything with the Pokemon and whatnot. To me, it's just a novelty that didn't work for a whole movie for me. But I get why. This is like one of those movies that I can say I don't really care for, but it's like one where I see why people like it though.
Yeah.
I see the appeal.
Yeah.
I think that for the very first live action Pokemon movie, they knocked it out of the park in a lot of ways.
It's definitely better than what it could have ended up being.
Yeah.
Simply introducing the world in like the first like 10-15 minutes of like, you know, showing the Rhyme City, and even before then just everything else, like the Boefflins going through the farm and the Cubone hunting and everything. I don't know. The Pidgeys flying through in the very beginning after the Mewtwo
That is
scene.
one other thing I laughed at, actually. There's two things I laughed at.
Okay.
I did think them referencing
the lonely
him wearing the skull of his dead mother.
Yeah.
I
love how
I didn't know.
I love the research behind all these.
That?
I love all the little info that they just Easter egg in, like the fact that Cubone's a lonely Pokemon, and like they connect that to our main character, how he is in the beginning of the film, and connect that to his personality of how you get.
I thought that the skull being his dead mom was a fan theory and not like an official thing.
No, that's a real thing. I think it's in one.
That's
Pokedex.
fucked up.
Yeah, I know.
I think that is in the Pokedex. If I bring it up right,
they do that a few times during the movie. Like even Psyduck's headache thing. Like if he gets a headache, he's just a bomb pretty much.
Yeah.
You know how morbid that is, and they just kind of poke fun at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, like stuff like the Cubone being lonely thing and connecting to the main character, I think is very clever writing, and it shows that for this first live action Pokemon movie, they're not being lazy with it. They're getting all this material and they're using it for their story, and it works. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can tell that they cared about it, because a lot of shows and like things and video games and things, a lot of things adapted into movies.
Mm-hmm.
They clearly do not care about it.
You see a Pikachu and you're like, oh, it's an electric type. Okay, we could just do that. You don't look into it as stuff and like, oh, Psyduck with the bomb thing. The bomb thing kind of helps transition to another scene, right? It was like they hinted at it, not just because it's in this Easter egg, but it came back later for something. You actually got to see what they were talking about. I don't know.
What I'll say about that is like me and Zach watched Mario Brothers not long after like the movie that they made, like the not like anything done by Rich Alvarez, like the actual movie, and a recording with two other friends of ours. And I think Detective Pikachu is a better movie by all means, but I think Super Mario Brothers is a more entertaining movie.
The Mario Brothers movie, I just gotta say, I'm so glad that I watched that as an adult and never watched it as a kid, because as a kid it would have made me cry. I would have been so scared at that movie as a kid. I was just like, why? I'm just like, why would you do this? But, I mean,
do you really not think that just looking at the Pokemon move around in this world is entertaining enough?
It's entertaining, but it's just I don't like. I could watch a 10-minute video on that. I don't really want to watch a full movie of that. That's just kind of personal. I don't know.
I guess like again, you're only a Gen 1 fan, so it makes sense.
But like it's just like I don't know. Some of it I did legitimately enjoy, but I don't think them walking around the city specifically is interesting. I like stuff like them. The giant ones moving around and causing the entire world to fall apart. I like stuff like Mewtwo flying around the city. I like stuff like, again, the Bulbasaur scene where it's just a big pack of them and it's like this nice environment.
For me, a lot of this was just
contributing to the story.
Yeah, for me, a lot of this was just like a long time coming. Like I almost cried like the first time watching it. It was beautiful. It's really nice.
Somebody, I don't know if you guys seen this, but somebody posted, so you know the movie Ratatouille when the critic like eats the meal and he flashes back to his childhood or something?
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody did that with the Detective Pikachu movie and put like the original Pokemon movie with him as a child, and I was just like, that is the feeling. That is you really captured it, the feeling that I got watching this movie.
Another thing that this isn't the movie's fault. This isn't the movie's fault. I went and saw it on a Wednesday afternoon, so no one was there but me. Until about 20 minutes later, where 3 people walked in late. Which, I mean, that happens. I'm not mad at them for walking in late. I am mad at them for turning their flashlight on and pointing it all over the place, and talking. And continuing to use their phone after they sat down, and literally pointing the flashlight at me and not moving it for like 10 seconds for some reason. And I was like, "Are you gonna keep pointing at me? Like, what the hell?"
Were they kids or something?
No, they were like my age.
It's so annoying.
If they were kids, they would have been in school because it's like still school where I am. Like, there's still school for another week or 2.
Degenerates.
Oh my god, like, what the hell is your problem?
I've never had an experience like that. I think the closest thing, the last thing I can remember that pissed me off was like during Endgame, first time, guy next to me talking throughout the movie at certain points, like just to himself and to his girlfriend. Like,
after about like 5 minutes it ended, but it was a very annoying 5 minutes. The worst movie experience I had is I went to see Hunger Games, and I mean, that's not even like a movie I love, but I went and saw it, and there were like a group of teens that were talking and shouting throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, the only bad movie experience I think I had with people like talking and being annoying is like a group of teenagers who weren't even supposed to be in the movie. I think it was when I went to see Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. A group of teenagers who weren't even supposed to be in the movie just came running into the theater, like laughing and like pushing each other around and stuff like that, and like being loud, and we're like, what the hell? Like, it's like halfway through the movie, and
that's not cool.
And they're just like dicking around. I'm like, what are you're not even supposed to be here.
For so many people, what seeing a movie is to them, like what a movie theater is to them, is it's just another place to hang out, and they don't realize that there are people who actually want to watch these movies, people who are into movies. That's an interesting topic. Like, okay, do you guys have any other like interesting stories of like annoying people in movie theaters?
I was gonna say a quick one was like, I don't know if you remember the movie The Upside Down with Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart, but like it's a drama movie. It has comedy in it, but like there were certain times when there wasn't even a joke, and like these 4 or 5 kids, 14, 15 or something, like would laugh during certain parts, and I'm like, what? I don't know. It was an audience mostly full of like older people, like my mom's age or something, but still, I don't know.
I remember
it was weird because I'm trying to like be a critic of this movie, saying the good and bads, and like these kids are like breaking my immersion. I don't know.
I don't remember what movie I went to see, but I do remember one time, and it wasn't this annoying, but it was kind of annoying, where a dude had like a happy birthday ringtone, and it just kept going off every once in a while, like somebody was trying to call him. I was like, dude, either go outside and answer your phone or turn it off.
That pisses me off more than anything when someone has their phone and they don't have it put on silent. Like, I always remind who I'm going with, like, hey, you got your phone on silent? Oh yeah, okay, just checking.
If it goes off once, I can be like,
I always do it.
I do
it before I go into the movie theater. I go right before I get out of the house. I turn it off on silent.
What? I used to do like a picture, like on Instagram. Whenever I would see something, I'd take a picture of me and my friends real quick, and then I'd turn my phone off right after that. That would be before they even started showing trailers.
Yeah.
I think literally the only movie I've ever had my phone turned on for was Detective Pikachu, just because like I was alone for the first 20 minutes, and then after that it was like they walked in and were being just as inconsiderate as it would be for me to put my phone on, so whatever, fuck them. But
the one time I went to go see a movie alone, I actually had a pretty good time.
No, I love it, like when the theater's empty. I love it.
Yeah.
I like seeing movies with people too. Like Endgame was a movie that I liked being in a crowded theater for. That was fun, but
the one time I went to see a movie alone was when I was actually in Florida, and my sister was doing this baseball camp thing, and my whole family went down to Florida for it. There was at one point, I don't remember why, but I was dropped off at the mall, and like my parents were going to go out and do this thing, and my sister and I decided to break off from each other and do our own thing. I decided to go into the mall movie theater and see Trolls alone with a stuffed animal and one at the arcade, and I put the stuffed animal in like its own little seat, and I had like such a good time.
Oh, that's nice.
Gave it popcorn and everything.
I had one in the claw machine.
Just like during the movie, she's like shoving the popcorn in his mouth.
You want somebody?
I've seen my favorite thing when
and everything.
I love it when this happens. I often plan to see movies on a day where I'm not working during the week in the afternoon. Because that is the most likely. Because I either want to see movies with my friends, or I want to be the only person in that room.
Yeah.
And so I often time it out that way. I've seen movies in the morning sometimes just because no one's going to be there, unless if it's like a new release. You know, if I saw Endgame day one, you know, then yes, it would still be crowded no matter what time I went. But I went and saw Get Out. I saw It Comes at Night. I like seeing, and those are kind of like more thrillers than horror movies, but I've seen horror movies and I like it when I'm the only one in there. Just this big empty dark room with something freaky happening on the screen.
It's like during a silent part, you mean, like no one else is like talking, like something like that, you mean? It's just all quiet.
Yeah, I saw a freaking Quiet Place with my little sister. And you know what? Like I'm completely like I don't really. I know some people get annoyed by like people who get popcorn and whatnot. I really don't have an issue with that. That's part of the experience. But like for something when it's a movie, when the whole point of it is it's supposed to be in complete silence, you know, I decided, you know what? No snacks today. It could be obnoxious, and everyone in that movie throughout the whole thing, I just heard chewing because there's literally no sound aside from that.
People weren't gonna starve or anything. They need. Well, tell me you see the movie.
They need to go to the movie wearing like noise canceling headphones and just
noise cancel. Dude, what if they had movie theaters? This is a good idea to block out that idea. By the way, they put headphones that connect to your seat and go through. You know, they connect to the audio of the movie. You see the visual and just play that noise canceling.
That would be such a good idea. Why don't they
be out by now? Okay.
If it's completely optional, it's a good idea.
And they need good cords. They can't have these flimsy cords that break easy. Okay, they gotta.
I think it should be. I do think it should be optional because some people would not want to have headphones on.
That wouldn't work because if you. Never mind.
If they're noise canceling,
have the movie playing out loud and just have the headphones on the side.
To be fair, movie theaters are pretty loud, so even then, even if they're noise canceling, I don't know if they'd be that good. In a loud movie theater, I don't know.
You know what my favorite part of Detective Pikachu was?
What?
The part where I'm sitting in the walls between each theater aren't exactly the thickest, so my favorite part is when there's a quiet scene and I hear da 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 da, like I just hear Avengers playing in the other room.
You go to Regal, right?
Yeah, most of the rooms are good. There's a few that are messed up. I went to see Isle of Dogs and I heard an explosion go off every other second.
Did you know there was a secret war going on during the movie?
I didn't.
Right in the background, there's a whole other movie going on.
I like watching Detective Pikachu and just hearing "I am inevitable."
So weird going into movie theaters when you know that feeling when you have to go to the bathroom and you have this weird surreal experience of peeing and also hearing the movie next to you in the bathroom.
Yeah.
But that feeling is so weird. I'm just like.
What if you heard a bathroom scene while you were in the bathroom?
That'd be cool.
That would be.
I guess a scene where two people are just banging it out in the bathroom, and you're like, "Oh, is this happening near me? Can I be a part of it?" What?
I thought you like misspoke, and you meant like, what if you were in a movie theater and you heard a bathroom scene, like it goes quiet, and one of the scenes is supposed to be really dramatic, and you hear somebody in the bathroom on the other side of the wall just go like.
Mature.
I've got some stories though. I mean, my favorite thing really to have happen though, like even better than just being alone in the theater, is going with like one or two friends and us three being the only people in the theater.
That is a good thing.
Yeah, we went and saw Free Fire and no one else was there because no one really saw Free Fire, but it was fun. I saw Upgrade last year. It was just me and my friend Gage. Another example of like just a really obnoxious person in the theater is like we went to see Kong Skull Island 2 years ago, and there was this woman who had her phone like flashing the entire time, and no one ever said anything, but like this was a pretty crowded theater because it was still a fairly new movie, and the people around her were like, and the people like in front of me, she was like behind me, people were like looking back at her constantly. People were like clearly annoyed. No one wanted to be the person to speak up. But like the worst thing I think she did is she took a phone call. It wasn't just her phone rang. She answered the phone, even acknowledged on the phone, "Look, I'm in a movie right now. I can't keep talking," but stayed on that call for a good 2 minutes.
Was she
Even though
speaking
she
out
was
loud or whispering?
self-aware. She was speaking pretty loudly. She was several seats behind me. I could hear everything.
I've watched movies with people where sometimes they take calls, but quick, hey, I'm in the movie right now, and they're talking very quietly.
And that's still incredibly rude, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, even if it is being quiet, you turn your phone off.
There have been many times where I'm watching a movie with someone, and that person I'm watching it with gets a text, and they decide to text back, and their screen has like high brightness on, and I'm like, okay.
If it's like an if you're in like a potential emergency situation, like your mom's in the hospital or something, maybe just don't go see a movie that day.
Almost every movie I see, there's always someone next to me. Like, I'm like,
yeah, I don't. I
think parts, I'm like, come on.
I think texting is rude. I think answering your phone is rude. I think anything where you turn on a bright light while you're in a theater is just
rude. Yeah.
I get texts from Mike, like the first time I saw Avengers Endgame, I see him texting me, and I ignored it, not because it's rude to see a movie in theaters, I just wanted to ignore Mike's text, but I got that text, and it's like, that's just an example. No, but yeah. This happens certain times, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it happens accidentally, like your phone just flashes up, I think that, like, I mean, I'd give you a pass there. But if you're like constantly getting on your phone and checking I think I even
keep
rude.
My phone. I keep the screen part under my leg, facing the chair under my leg. So then, if it does go off, it's not facing up, and if the light turns on, people can see it. I'd be responsible about that.
Yeah, the only exception for that at all is if it's a Marvel movie and you're waiting for the post-credits scene. I'm fine with it then.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
if it's the credits,
it's not during the movie. Yeah, clearly.
Speaking of credits, the credits for Detective Pikachu were awesome.
Oh my god, I loved that so much.
I liked it.
They got the same illustrator, I think, for the games.
Yeah.
So beautiful. For every main character in this film, they got a design. Which, by the way, the kid who played the main character, which, say what you will about him as an actor or his character in the movie, but like I saw some interviews before seeing the movie, and he's a big Pokemon fan. So I was, when I saw those end credit scenes, I was like thinking, man, he must have been so happy seeing himself drawn by the official Pokemon illustrator in the first live action Pokemon movie's end credits. Like, that's so cool.
He was really built up. Like I watch a lot of online reviewers. Really built up as like being a bad actor, and I saw, like, I don't think he was terrible, but I wasn't.
In the emotional
really...
scenes, he had trouble. I saw, but he was decent.
He was decent. I wasn't that impressed by him or the girl, but like
with the girl, she's clearly not good, but the character was written with such a quirky personality that I loved her. I personally love the character.
That's fine.
It was like the stereotypical underdog detective trying to get to the top. I'm gonna get the story. I'm gonna crack it.
I think that works better in an animation.
And like the scene, like she walks into the bar and she's like, just tries to do the back to back and like, don't talk to me. We'll talk like this. Like, it's stupid stuff that you've seen like Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. I was just thinking about Breaking Bad.
Her character's so quirky. I loved her in the movie. Especially the second time saying it.
The acting was fine. Like, I was more there for the Pokemon, so I didn't even care about the acting. I'm gonna be honest.
She was cute with her Psyduck too. This really nice friendship there. It was sweet.
I didn't like the Psyduck voice. I feel like
you didn't or did?
Didn't. No. I like Psyduck as a character.
Pretty much the same voice, I think.
I like the Psyduck voice because it was annoying. I'm like, this is exactly what Psyduck is supposed to be.
I liked his reaction.
He's just pathetic sounding,
I like how he starts having like a mini panic attack when he finds out that the Pikachu can talk to both humans and Pokemon. That's too much. That's too much for him. He's relatable.
Oh man.
I've got a few notes here.
We have 26, pretty much half an hour left.
Yeah, half the episode. So I just want to. Okay, so I've talked about Shrek Retold a couple times on this show.
Okay.
I very, very much urge Zach to watch it. I
haven't yet. I don't know why I haven't.
News about that.
It should be a recommended movie once.
What'd you say, Mitzy?
Very minimal news about that, so I don't know a lot about it. I know it's a thing. That's about it.
Didn't you watch it?
Would it work for?
I thought I sent it to you. I thought you said you watched it.
Oh, never mind. I thought you were talking about. Never mind. I got confused, and I thought you were talking about that they're trying to do a Shrek reboot.
No.
I saw like an article or something
Wait,
about
say
that.
again? Say that
I
again?
thought you meant the Shrek reboot that they're gonna do,
No.
or maybe not. I don't know, because I just saw like a headline about it, and I was
No,
like,
just a bunch of YouTubers remade the first movie in terrible animation.
yeah, that I did.
Some of
Some
the
live
animation was
action.
awesome.
In some, not all. of
I'd
course.
say a lot of it was awesome. Actually, I think they did a great job on it. There's some people who clearly like really rush their scenes up, but that just makes it so funny because you have like 3 scenes in a row that are really well done, and then you cut to someone who just did something in MS Paint.
The only one I hated was the guy who just like sat in a room and talked for like 15
Oh wait,
minutes.
you watched it?
No, I went to a live stream once on Twitch and he was reacting to it, so I saw like a certain part to the end of it.
I did not like. I do
But I
agree
went
with
into
you
to that one
guy
clip.
talking into his webcam.
Yeah.
I've seen the entire thing several times. His part is the only part I don't like.
Yeah,
'Cause
that part
like,
that was my first reaction. That was the part I tuned into. I was like, okay, this is
Not
terrible.
only did he put no effort into it, but it's a pivotal moment of the movie that's cut out because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say earlier, by the way, since I haven't seen it in its entirety, could it work for Mackle and Zach?
Maybe that could actually be funny because I talked to the guy who made it. I'm in a Discord page with them because I'm one of their Patreon boys. So maybe maybe we could do that. I could even ask.
I
him
could hold
permission
off
to
on
do
seeing
it.
the whole thing until you do that. Possibly.
Maybe. I mean, I don't even need permission because the Mackle and Zach videos are very much of like fair use. But maybe I'll ask him about that. Maybe I'll say, hey,
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, but
That's
here's
so good.
here's the very excited. I wanted to give an update on all of this because something that's exciting to me personally is there is going to be a Shrek 2 retold.
Boy.
And it's not being done by the same people, but the people who did the first one are going to be involved in it. At least that's what it seems like. I don't know how much of this I'm even supposed to say, but but I applied and I'm in it.
Oh, that's awesome!
We're waiting for Gage to be in town. He's gonna be in town soon. Me, Tariq, Gage, Nick, and Brent are gonna film a scene.
Dude, that's great.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for that. I thought at first I wasn't gonna say anything because I'm like, are we supposed to be talking about this? Is this something that's supposed to be kind of kept on the low for now? But it doesn't seem. It seems like they want to get as many people as involved as possible. So, I mean, I'll also say if either of you two want, I can add, I can probably invite you to the Discord server if you wanted to do something for it.
I have no idea what
I would love to see what scenes are left or, what there's left to do, because, honestly, I was really impressed by... the one thing that I was really impressed in the Shrek retold was, that's the word I was looking for. There were some covers of the songs that were just amazing, and if I could get in on that next time, I would be super grateful because there is good music in Shrek 2 as well that I would.
Yeah.
See, my clip would be just as bad as the guy talking into his webcam. See, that's the problem.
They do want examples of your work. I sent them Sharp Keys, which is just a skit we did, and I explained what I want with my scene. There's basically a form that you're supposed to fill out. You tell them what your Discord name is.
But you've been approved already.
Yeah, I'm on their time because there's this big Google Doc with all the different time codes. And
I'm not much of a content creator. I've talked to people about doing podcasts, and I know I've said I'm going to do a podcast at some point. But the thing is, the people I've talked about doing a podcast with, they never seem to follow through with me. So, I try to be I want to do this podcast, and they don't.
You should just do it solo, and then every now and then get guests, and you'll be fine.
It's a lot
easier with scheduling.
But yeah, no, I'll let me. I think to just invite anyone. I think that they're just allowing anyone who's interested to try. I think it's the way it works is anyone's allowed to try. I think that they've rejected very few people, but there are some people who've submitted something to them that was obviously a shit post or just something that they are intentionally making it bad, and those people don't normally make it in.
I'm curious, did you ask Tim and Matt about it? Did you know
not yet, and I'm thinking of just telling more people about it and adding them. Right now, the only reason I've been holding off on that at all is because the person who's kind of running it, It's like just a couple of people putting the whole thing together, and it's like they're like overwhelmed with people joining the server right now, and I don't want to like make it worse.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll add you two if you want to be added, if I can. I think I'm allowed to. I don't know. I gotta ask.
Why don't you tell me what they're still looking for, and then based on that, I'll decide whether or not I want to be added to it. Can you do that?
After the show, I can look at like the time codes and whatnot. But yeah, like I didn't even get an email yet, and like apparently, well, he like updated everyone saying like, yeah, emails have been slow this week, but I'll let you guys know. But like, I just kept checking the time code sheet, and then eventually it said scene. I think it's scene 96, reserved for Mackle Shidackle.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How far into the movie do you think that is, or do you even know what part it is, or should you even?
I know exactly. I know the exact time code of the movie that I have. Like,
are you allowed to say?
Do you want me to tell you what it is, or?
Yeah. I do actually.
You want me to tell you which scene it is? So I hope that this doesn't fall through. I don't think it's going to. I just hope it doesn't, because this is going to be a really sad episode right now if this fails. But I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing on like the Discord page and whatnot. Like people are posting their illustrations. People are.
It's being projected.
I think there's like I think there's like a couple of people who worked on the first one who came back for this one too. I recognize some of these profiles. It's interesting. But yeah, my scene, the scene where it's like at this point, like Shrek's a human, Donkey's a horse, and they need to get new clothes for Shrek, so they hijack a stagecoach and steal their clothing.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
That is the scene I got.
It's a good scene.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Shrek 2 in forever, so I don't really remember that too much. But I'm imagining you and your group. Who's playing who, first of all?
So the idea is, if everyone shows up as planned, like we might switch things around. Gage will be Shrek. Nick will be Horse Donkey. Tariq will be Puss. And me and Brent will be the two people being robbed.
Yeah.
And we're doing kind of like
the most important moment in the movie, which is the "I Need a Hero" cover. They probably already got somebody for that, right?
Maybe.
I would say that they probably got multiple people for that one.
They're also looking for voice actors. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, if they're looking for that, that is one thing I can do. I can use my voice. That's the one thing I can say that I'm good at.
Mm-hmm.
As far as animation goes, I can probably make a pretty decent like Flash animation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll try to have. I'll see if I can add people, and I'll add you. If you are gonna fill out a form, because the way it works is there's a form to fill out. If you decide you're gonna do it, I'll help you through that part. You need help. But because I was a little confused when I got on, I really had to like look through everything to figure out what I was supposed to do. They present everything. It's just there's a lot going on that Discord page because it's such a big project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, if I'm losing my train of thought. Just make sure that you have like examples of your work. I don't know like how much of a necessity it is, but they do request that like you, if any, you show them like what you can do. Like maybe show them drawings or maybe show them examples of your voice. What's up?
I said, yeah, sure, I can put together a mixtape.
Put together a mixtape. But yeah, like keep it on the low key. Like don't put it in the title of the episode or anything, Zach. Just because I think this is all going to happen, but I don't.
I mean, now that you said that, it's probably going to be in the back of my head, so I'm probably going to remember that. If not, oops. But no, don't worry.
But yeah, no. I'm on the 3GI. Those are the people who made the first Shrek Retold. They also do the live action Smash Bros fights and like. And I've been on their server for a while. I don't chat as much as I'd like to, but it's just a lot of the people on that chat are like young, and I'm working and doing stuff all the time.
Elderly.
Yeah, I'm like the elderly of that group chat. You can see that in like because there's a video of theirs like that I'm actually in right now, which is like their Smash Bros series. I'm in one of the episodes because there was a Patreon episode. where everyone submitted clips. So there's one that me and Pinsacker, and we almost made it into the thumbnail, but we got cut. But like I just kind of occasionally chat with them. They've been talking about like a Shrek 2 retold for a while, and then I was like, you know, if you guys are actually doing this, I like after like a month of hearing about it, I was just like, if you guys are interested, if you guys still need people, I'd love to do something for it. And then they just immediately added me into the server. I'm like, holy shit, there's a lot going on here. Yeah. Like it's super organized. Like they have a time code for everything. They have everything listed. If you click on your scene, it will take you to a Google Drive. Will play the scene for you. They have the entire movie uploaded too. Like
it's so great how magical
it's organized.
How organized and productive it is for a project that is so scuffed and ridiculous. But
yeah.
Well, when you're committed to something, you're committed to something, man.
Yeah.
But it's like it's this level of entertainment where it's like it's so bad. It's not even just so bad it's good. It's like there's like legitimate talent being put into it, like legitimately good animators and whatnot. It's still gotta be entertaining at the end of the day, not boring. Like okay, we get it. It's so bad it's good. It's not just that, you know. I like how they put this much effort into something like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's great, wholesome.
But
it would be awesome to do something like that. It would be awesome to actually. Every year, I think I'm gonna go to Shrek Fest, and then I get
Shrek Fest.
Like, there's in my state, in the state of Wisconsin, there is a thing called Shrek Fest.
And you know it's run by the same people, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I think it is actually. If not, they did show Shrek Retold at Shrek Fest.
I'm always hearing shit about Shrek Fest because that's like a big discussion in the Discord because the person who runs the Discord, the 3Gi Discord, is the runner of Shrek Fest.
Yeah,
first I'm hearing about a festival for Shrek.
Like something is always in the way. If I do this, I will like take off work to go to Shrek Fest.
Yes. Imagine telling people take off work
hey,
for
bonus,
this.
I need to take a couple days off work. I'm coming to Shrek Fest.
Oh, I joke. We were like kind of jokingly in the chat for the Shrek 2 retold because those are two separate chats that I'm gonna make Shark Tale retold.
Oh no!
All these underwater scenes.
Literally no people characters.
You buy a fish tank, you just put your hand in it, and you point a camera in the fish tank. Yeah.
So we need to make a scene for Shark Tale retold.
Like, hey Craig, you're gonna be in a movie, buddy.
There's gonna be so many scenes of like the underwater cameras in someone's pool, and they're in a fish costume, just like. You know.
Just like a blue backdrop, and somebody's making like a fish face, like glub.
Yeah, how that car wash scene would look.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just imagine like, people washing their friends.
So I have one more thing I wanted to talk about very, very briefly, just because I feel like it could transition into one of Zach's notes that he told me about. I feel like we have a lead.
I only have one note. That's the only note.
I know. It'll lead into it though. So I've been playing a game called Rhythm Heaven. Any of you ever hear of that?
I've heard of it.
It's
just about doing things on beat, right?
It's just about doing stuff on beat, and I just wanted something simplistic, and I honestly got it. Like it's a very addicting game. Like
it sounds boring. Is it really?
I thought it would be boring. Honestly, I got it like just because I wanted something simple. I just wanted something I could turn on occasionally. And like when I first the first few days I played, I'm like, yeah, this fucking sucks. I wish I wouldn't.
It sounds like a type of
game
that's like you can't even play relaxed. Like you have to be focused.
I honestly, to me, like after playing it so long, it not only has become super addicting, it also has become super relaxing, except for when I can't get past something and I get pissed off. But aside from that,
it's not easy enough for me.
It's what the Chorus Boys, who were rumored for Smash in the past, come from. And after playing this game, I am like 100% down for them to be Smash characters. They have grown on me. I'm hearing about that for like Wii U and 3DS. I'm like, oh, that's so stupid. Don't let them be one of the slots. Don't let them be one of the slots. Now I'm like, I want those Chorus Boys in there.
Why not?
It would just be such a weird characters to include.
Them over Banjo-Kazooie, though, that's the real question.
But yeah, no, that the lead-in was you wanted to talk about Nintendo or E3 or whatever.
E3 predictions. Now that it's like from the day we're recording this, it's a week away from tomorrow.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
I'm
Animal
sorry.
Crossing.
Dude, I'd be pissed if they didn't show something. I'd be pissed if they only showed like a 30-second trailer. No gameplay, like no one can play it on the floor and we can get more gameplay from other YouTubers or whatnot, like nothing.
I
I'd be
want
pissed
the
if there was
option to
nothing.
play as Mr. Rossetti and yell at people.
You're talking about Smash?
That's all you do. You just wait for someone to reset, and then you go up, and then you get to create your own dialogue. And if you
Gotcha.
curse, you get banned. But
Gotcha. Animal Crossing, the story of Rossetti.
but of course, there's going to be a lot of problems with that idea. I like PBG did a video where he had like hit what he would want for that series for the new one, and it was the first video of his in a long time I actually enjoyed. His ideas are pretty good though. His ideas are pretty solid. One of his ideas involves killing Tortimer.
Oh no!
But make him, like he says, like just because the games are constantly like developing, like in the most recent one, he's retired.
So
in the next one, make him a ghost.
He's this.
No, but it's like it's not getting rid of him as a character. It's saying like he was retired in the next one. Let's
like,
make him a ghost in the next one.
Tortimer. Like
But he's just trying to live out his retirement, though.
He can be a ghost in this new one, though. He can be a wacky little cartoon ghost.
And hints at that he's dead.
Yeah.
How wholesome.
You meant like one of the objectives of the game is going to be
game,
kill Tortimer, put him out of his misery.
The game opens with Tortimer's funeral.
It's a whole story. Dude, what if they actually added a story mode to Animal Crossing? Like, that didn't affect the main gameplay, but there was, like, this optional story that you can do? Because that would be a first.
Cool.
As a possibility.
I feel like it would be more like Stardew Valley, where,
they would do the funeral scene, of course, yeah.
But, like, you don't have to go along with it. You can pretty much do whatever the hell you want, but there definitely is a story that you can participate in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have to avenge Tortimer's death.
I mean, they're doing it with Super Mario Maker 2, like this optional story mode.
Yeah.
Which isn't really too much of a story. It's more...
Very minimal storytelling, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's more of just, like, go further in this story mode and get stuff. But, yeah. Yeah. By the way, Super Mario Maker 2, by the way, I was so hyped about the game. Like, I'm so iffy. I was so iffy of to get it or not. When they started to announce stuff, but I found out with the multiplayer thing, they're what was it? Shit. I was trying to make this like topic here. Now I can't even remember the topic.
Well, I mean, I know you can play like as several different characters. Like everyone can play.
There's like no, I'm talking about like there's a bad thing. There's a setback. There's a bad thing about. There's an oopsie doopsie here. People were excited.
I want Banjo-Kazooie in Smash Bros. I'm just trying to.
You guys can talk while I look for this thing.
Sorry. No, I just sort of spaced out for a minute there.
Do you play Smash Bros, Mitzy?
Do play Smash Bros.
Who do you want in?
I didn't even know that they were adding new characters. I thought they were done with that.
I remember
There's 4 more DLC coming out.
I remember now. Super Mario Maker 2, you can play online with random people, right? You cannot play with your online friends that are online on your Switch.
They should add that.
That is stupid. That is so stupid.
I agree.
You could do local? Wow. But you can't do local online, I think.
Yeah, Nintendo's horrible at the internet. They don't know how it works.
It's so stupid.
Why
wouldn't you do that?
For it without fixing it.
Really hope if they don't include like the visiting your friends' towns via the internet in Animal Crossing, I'm gonna be so mad if they don't do that. Like
New Leaf New Leaf being their last Animal Crossing game, their main series one, being such a big hit and like possibly everyone's favorite. My favorite too. I played some of the other ones.
My favorite's really GameCube, good. But I'm nostalgic for it. New Leaf is objectively the best one.
So much in that game too.
But I'm nostalgic for the first one and the first one's music. And the only other thing, and this is a critique that I don't know if you two are going to agree with at all, I think that the villagers in New Leaf, they made them really boring. And the old ones, some of them used to be assholes, and I liked that.
I feel like they should have a mixture of both.
They're all nice. Yeah, it was like a mixture. It was a mixture.
Honestly, this is probably all I'm going to care about in E3, is because, like, I care about Animal Crossing so much because you mentioned the GameCube version. Like, I remember being a kid and, like, playing late into the night on the GameCube version with my friend just downstairs, like, cuddled up on the couch, and we're just playing Animal Crossing till, like 8 in the morning, from like 11 at night to 8 in the morning, and it's just like, it was so fun, and it's just like, it's Animal Crossing is so dear to me, and I'm sure it is to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Hearing the original soundtrack for the GameCube game, like just listen to some of that music is to me like one of the most relaxing things ever, just because I do have like such a strong connection to that game from when I was a kid.
You know how great Animal Crossing is? There's this Twitch streamer that I watch. He doesn't like Pokemon, he doesn't like Mario, he doesn't like Zelda, he doesn't like all these things, but the one thing he likes is Animal Crossing, and he's like this he's this mature dude. He's like in his mid-20s. He's a very, tough kind of guy, and like he hates all these other things, but Animal Crossing is the one thing he loves. Like this
people have a soft spot for
living in a small town with a bunch of cute animals. You can't hate that.
Yeah,
I do like that. I do like. I think New Leaf gives you the most to do, and I like a lot about it. But I think that the music in the first one is a lot better, and I think that the personality of the first one's a lot better. I like Isabelle.
I can't compare because I haven't played the first game.
I think that in the old game, some of the characters were nice. Some of them were like lazy stoner characters. Some of them were kind of snobby, and then some of them were just pricks, and I loved that.
More personality.
It did add a lot more personality to the game. Now in the new one, I think that Nintendo just wants everything to be a lot more, and I think their main focus has always been on fun, and as a result, they're like, okay, so these characters should all be kind of nice, even the snooty villagers should be nice.
All
but it's
friends
like,
here. Yes.
But it takes away what I think. It takes away the personality, I think, because now they're all like too similar to each other. So that's my number one request.
I
also wish that they would add a version where you could switch between. I think this would be an easy thing to do. This actually is my number one request. Actually, this is above changing the villagers up. Okay. I want it so you can switch, like they have new music for the new game. I wish that you could switch as every hour has its own track. I wish they would add something that lets you switch to any of the previous games that their music will play during those times. That would be pretty
cool. Like just have like a I don't know, a soundtrack where you can select.
Don't they have like a jukebox thing that you can like find like you just play, but you have to stay in the room just to play. You can't play the game while you pick a track, like a whole other menu that you can go through at any time to change the music.
There are two things that you can do to play music in your house. I know that. Yeah. And you can either get like the KK Slider discs and you can put them into
the jukebox,
And the KK Slider stuff is still the same from the old one. They actually
the KK never changed KK Slider.
You know what? You know what? Those discs take up space. They should really have a menu that you can go into at any time, anywhere playing the game. You just pick a song again from either this current game or a past game for those that are nostalgic enough, and play any track you want, not just have these discs as an item and have them take up space in your storage.
Yeah. It would be nice if they had it to be like, the cute thing they could do is they could have it set up like a radio. Like you could change the setting on the radio, and you could change like which station your radio is on.
That's a possibility of what they can possibly do for the next one. That's a good idea.
Have like do what they do in Fallout. Have like a horrible have a podcast where it's just everything's miserable. Like characters are speaking to each other.
Dude, that'd be hilarious.
The talk show part, and it's just Animal Crossing characters.
Dude, I was gonna say
it's just back and forth.
You have this radio item that you carry around with you to play music, but there's other channels where there's podcasts, there's other things there's going on, and it's just there's subtitles in all the years. That'd be great. That's such a clever idea.
I wonder if this game is going to do better with not letting the characters curse. Because I just like
Isabelle say fuck.
I just make all the characters, like all my villagers, say just the most horrible things and hope they don't get sent to some kid's town that I walked past one day. But you can have Isabelle put soap in their mouths if that happens to you.
You think they'll add did New Leaf introduce basements and top floors?
No.
No.
I think that was ours.
They introduced side rooms. That wasn't in the previous ones.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, do you think they're gonna add like third stories and whatnot?
You ever see
balconies maybe that you can like go and go out and just look outside of your house? You're still in the overworld.
PBG mentioned this in his video, and I think it's a good thing. They should add front yards.
And that would be nice.
You can put items in your front yard.
You can have a lawnmower that you can mow the lawn when it gets too big. Little gardens, little.
Let me have a lawn flamingo outside.
Oh man.
What'd you say, Mitzy?
There's gotta be a lot of new.
We have a lawn flamingo.
Yeah.
Flamingo and a gnome. That's just an animal. And
Yeah, I think a front yard would be really nice.
Or like a back. They should let you have a backyard and like, they should have like a little like garden area where you can grow like special fruits and stuff.
You can have a pool, dude. Pool party.
Yeah, pool.
You get your friends over online.
I want you to be able to, since it's like you can have up to like 4 people in your game, I think that there should be elections. You don't just get the role of mayor. You have to
I thought you
sell
were gonna
the
say there should be
people.
more people to join your place more than 4, but like, yeah, elections would be cool. Or talent shows.
I would love it if you could just be a real sketchy politician. You take bribes.
You know how the New Leaf had made you make like custom floors and walls and flags and whatnot. You can make like
that's always been a thing too, by the way.
Yeah, your country can like not just like American flag, for example, but like you could just have like some whatever. You're electing for this country that has like this really morbid picture.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you can do that in the first one. I don't know if you can customize a flag in the first one.
I'm just saying, like, banners and stuff right behind you while you're being elected, or like while you're giving your speeches. You know.
Remember
I'm trying to run this country with this banner, this really morbid banner behind me.
Remember Hot Diggity Demons animation? It could be like if you leave town for like a year and then come back and not do your mayor duties, like just an angry mob is outside of your house.
Pitchforks and torches, they're like, "Where were you? It was Anna."
People are pissed.
Come back and your whole village has been Mad Max.
You promised so many things as mayor. Oh, no, wait. When you come back, they elected a new mayor without you because the old mayor just dipped. Like,
yeah.
They had to hold a new election because the mayor wasn't
We thought
around.
you were dead.
Do you think? I personally like this. Do you think the next game should be like New Leaf, where you're the mayor again and not just a town person? Because like being the mayor, you were able to put down like parks stuff and whatnot throughout the town, right? I think
the mayor thing is good.
Make your town customizable, not just your house.
I heard someone say this as an idea, and I'm not really for or against it. They said in the new one they think that Isabel should be mayor, and you should still just have kind of a say in what gets built.
Yeah.
That'd be a good leeway, I guess, to change things up, but I mean, it's not as cool as being the mayor. You're just being like the little bitch, I guess.
But you're so happy for her.
I mean, weren't you technically a New Leaf?
Let her take a vacation. You say, Isabel, just go up, just enjoy yourself for a little. Sweetie, you need to relax.
I was gonna say, aren't you technically a New Leaf already? Not really the mayor. Like Isabel's still doing all these things. You're just
she's doing literally everything.
Yeah.
The only thing you do is you fund everything.
Sure, she doesn't like do stuff without your say, but she's still the one who's doing all the work.
I want the option to pick up items in other characters' houses, other villagers' houses to be an option, but they will react to you doing that.
Yeah.
Like, what? No, let's don't do that. No,
why are you taking that boombox, dude?
If they're anything like the New Leaf villagers, they're just gonna take it, so they better make the villagers out angry again.
Did they have an option to like if you go into a villager's house, you're able to like order it on like the catalog and it comes in the next game day? Like, hey, I want this item for my house. Not just take it, but like order it.
I think that is the thing that they had like a catalog.
Yeah. But like so then like, oh, I don't know the name of this item. I'm just gonna.
What else I want them to do?
Boom, got it.
Bring back the Able sisters' tragic backstory. They took that out of New Leaf because it was too sad.
What was it?
You know what their parents died when they were kids.
That's nice.
And if you talk to Sable enough, she'll tell you that story. And then in New Leaf, they're like, yeah, that's too heavy. We're going to cut this out. That's what got her to like start bonding with you, though. She would start talking about her past a little bit, and then she became your friend.
This seems a little dark for a game like Animal Crossing.
They did a lot of dark things in the old game.
I feel like it's a good thing they changed it up because
City Folk.
The visual style of the games now, how colorful they are.
City Folk is the only one I've never had.
That's the Wii one? Is that the one for the Wii or the DS?
That's the one for the Wii.
Yeah.
I think City Folk is like the good version of Wild World. Wild World was a cool idea, but they made one really big mistake with it, and that is you can still have 4 people play, but they all share one house, and that was a terrible idea. That to me ruined the entire game. because me and my siblings couldn't play it anymore. Like it was like we couldn't decide on what to do with the house because they only give you one house. Like that's such a downgrade.
In the next Animal Crossing game, we bring back that very same mechanic. You're welcome.
Yeah, and the thing is, in the first game, there's 4 houses though. Like it's weird. Like it's like the newer game, they took that option away. They got a lot of backlash, and they brought it back in City Folk.
And that's a problem. I always found this a problem with like any video game creators, any sort of company. When there's a good thing about a game, don't get rid of it. Like that's, I feel like there's something I have to say to like every single video game company. Is just like, if people like this, stop getting rid of it. This happens all the time.
Super Mario Brothers the movie in general.
But it's just like, if people like this, stop it. Don't get rid of it. Keep it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man.
I think that one of like the weirdest I've ever heard is like there was a certain jet they took out of like the GTA game, I think. And I don't quote me on this because I could be wrong. I think that what I heard, the reason they took it out is because people kept making 9/11 videos with.
Oh dear.
And and like fair enough, but at that point, like. But at that point, why not instead of like remove this jet, because you're still going to have planes in the game, why not just not have 2 giant towers that are the same height in your game right next to each other? That'd be a smart idea, wouldn't it?
Why not just did not have that?
Maybe don't put the twin towers in your game.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
No, but it gets
that.
rid of all options, though. You know, just getting rid of it all together. That makes sense. Yeah.
I always had a theory about GTA that it's just purgatory. That's my idea of what purgatory is like. There's no actual consequences for any wrong actions, and everybody's just doing chaos all the time.
Unless if you're in an RP server, then it's fun.
You crash into a plane into a building, then wake up in the hospital, walk out. You're not a criminal. That's how those games work.
Yeah. So all the chaotic souls who weren't evil enough to get into hell, but weren't good enough to get into heaven.
You go on a mass killing spree, but a police officer shoots you. You wake up outside of the police station. You wake up outside of the hospital. If you go on a kill and you don't have any prison time, if you go on a killing spree and you just get arrested by the police, then you just walk out of the police station the next day.
Nobody dies in that world. Nobody. You kill somebody and they just respawn anyway. So
GTA 5 did something. I mean, maybe GTA 4 did it too. They did something dark where if someone crashes into you, you're behind, you just hear their horn going off nonstop.
Oh.
Yeah, they had some details.
That might be 5. I don't know.
They may have done it in 4 too. I don't remember though. Me and my friends played that game like every single time we hung out when we were younger. Just GTA 4, we fucked around.
Just to let you know, we're over time by like 6-7 minutes. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else. If anyone has anything else they want to say about E3, but like I'm happy with the Animal Crossing way. We all had a lot to say about that.
Also, if anyone
Animal Crossing.
Yeah. If people watch this before they watch the actual E3 thing, which by the way, if you watch this afterwards, this is going to be a very boring episode to watch back to a year's time, like most episodes of DuckCast. But we'll be doing a commentary on Movie Mackle now that it's called. For that. So
Movie Mackle, check it out or don't.
I'm putting my thumbs up too. You just can't see it because I don't have a webcam. So
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, well, Mitzy, thank you for coming on. You're still in the every season club.
Oh, awesome. You're so welcome.
Suck it, Chris Sora.
Chris Sora is too, because he's going to be in the next one.
Okay, well,
Chris Bonite.
I've been trying to plug things where I've had plans to do it and then I didn't do it, so I'm just not going to plug anything like that before I actually do something.
Well, yeah, but if you get it started by the next episode, talk all about it. Because I'll definitely check that out once you get it out.
I had plans to do things before, and then they've fallen through, and then I never put them out there, and I'm like, God damn it!
Better off do it yourself.
Yep.
Anyway, but yeah. So
well,
I mean,
you
we
sacrificed Chris Bonite for Chris Sora, huh?
Chris Bonite was invited at one point, and something happened, but. Chris Bonite, either Chris Bonite is being removed from the Every Season Club, or we're going to have to make next episode Chris versus Chris.
If I had a hat on, I'd put it right on my chest.
But I think it's more likely that we're just going to have Chris Sora on, because I think Chris Bonite's been busy lately. I don't know.
Heck.
sad montage to Chris, and also this is a temporary chair. So Zach, I want you to play a sad montage at the end for my chair that I had since the very
Not
first
for Chris
podcast.
Bowknife, but for your chair.
You can do it for both. Just same song, just combine clips of Chris and my chair in there.
Okay.
I've spun to my
Starting
chair before,
now.
Are we gonna have like a closing thing after the montage?
Hold on. Montage of Mike's.
No, put this in there too. Like montage, and it cuts to you taking notes because that's funny. That's quirky.
Quirky.
Montage of Mike's chair and Chris.
You know what my favorite part of Detective Pikachu actually was?
What?
Watching the trailers. They played the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer, and I got to see Meow on the big screen. That made my day.
The first time I saw Detective Pikachu, when that trailer played, the Sonic one, I think I heard one person going, "Ugh," in the theater.
Meow? I did 2 Sonic memes in the last Mac batch. How did you think of those?
I don't even remember the other one.
Plus.
I love that one moment in the trailer brought me so much joy. I don't know how redesigning them is gonna fix everything, but we'll see.
I don't think I'll fix the script, but hey, they're designing the model. That's pretty neat. It's something, huh?
I think
Not
that
gonna go wrong at all.
I think what a Sonic movie should be about, it should be like you should just have a crazy guy who wants to build a theme park, but he wants to do it using animals.
Sonic has to put
operate
his
machines
in Amy, or else the world will explode.
And Sonic has to stop it. That's all you have to do. That'd be a fun movie.
Or both of our themes combined.
But they're gonna go with making him an alien.
Yeah.
Well, there's a podcast I think you guys would like called Story Break, if you've heard of it. It's where these 3 Hollywood writers, they come up with movie ideas, and one of the movie ideas they did was for Sonic the Hedgehog twice, because like they had one episode where they went back to ones that they thought had like failed and just totally tanked, and they did it again, and so weird and bizarre. But the premise of Story Break is they come up with really bizarre movie pitches, and I think you guys would like that a lot.
Okay, yeah, no, we'll make that this week's recommendation then.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what was that? Mitzy.
But I think that's everything.
What's it? Wait, is it a channel or a podcast? Like
called Story Break.
If I find
just
it,
look up Story Break podcast. You fool!
Don't call me that. All right, let's end this. As we.
Oh, are we? Is it over?
No. We gotta.
It's not over.
We gotta leave him off at something.
Bye.
Okay,
happy Pride Month. Isabel
Happy
says
Pride
trans
Month.
rights.
Now we're just talking over each other. This is a terrible goodbye.
I didn't even know you guys were talking. But I'm gonna say happy Pride Month to everybody out there. If this comes out in June still.
Happy Pride Month.
Be prideful.
Peace.
Hey.
Okay.
I think we both did the dick thing.
Yeah.